In the NFL for the Washington Commanders in this season, our head coach Ron Rivera was fired. Sam Howell is a backup quarterback for the Washington Commanders and needs time to sit out. He needs to watch a quarterback who is better and see how he can learn from that quarterback. I saw that Jacoby Brissett was watching Sam Howell play games and that he wanted to take over for Sam Howell because he is a very good quarterback. Sam Howell was fine with that. Sam Howell felt like he was performing poorly and didn't want to have a terrible season. But as soon as Jacoby got a thumb injury, Sam Howell was going to substitute again for Jacoby Brissett because the Commanders had no choice. For the next offseason, the Commanders were thinking that Brissett should be the starting quarterback so that Howell can watch and see how Brissett performs. Commanders are going to have to hire a coach that is very intentional. We were going to expect Ben Johnson to be our new head coach, but it didn't work out. The reason why he turned down on our team was because he lost in the NFC Championship against the San Francisco 49ers. He wants to win a Super Bowl because he thought that the Lions had never won a Super Bowl. We were also expecting Mike McDonald, but he got into the Seattle Seahawks. Commanders are trying to find Dan Quinn to be our next head coach because he thinks that he is very intentional. If Commanders aren't able to find a head coach, they will have to be charged for having to keep Eric Bieniemy. Eric Bieniemy was the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. The last game that he coached for the Chiefs was that he won a Super Bowl last season. He coached the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. However, the Commanders fans aren't looking forward to Dan Quinn being the head coach because they think that he will be like Jack Del Rio. Jack Del Rio didn't do a good job coaching the defense for the Washington Commanders. Technically, Chase Young was the best player for the Commanders, but somehow they traded him to be on the San Francisco 49ers team. Next, Montez Sweat was an offensive player who was very good for the Commanders, but somehow they traded him for the Chicago Bears. The Commanders are currently looking for a new O-line and D-line so they can be prepared to do well for the off-season. The 2023 season for the Washington Commanders was very terrible. During the middle of the season, the Commanders put Cameron Cheeseman to play for the NFL. As soon as he played one game, which was against the Miami Dolphins, he lost pretty badly, and the Commanders had to release him for his poor performance. In conclusion, the Commanders are going to find a new coach now that Ron Rivera has been fired. Ron Rivera was giving up so many plays that he didn't even help the young quarterback, Sam Howell. That's the end.